Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and welcome to episode 38 of the DGA podcast. I am your host, Vince, and with me in the virtual studio is...
Idly. Hello.
Hello. How are you? Rockin' Stone.
Did you just give spoilers?
I'll give you one of these.
For Carl!
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not a spoiler.
Not a
at all.
spoiler. No. So, yeah, I took some time last night to compile some sound clips from a game that we'll talk about eventually. I only got 15 of them. The process of doing so was long and tedious, but
Wow.
I got some sound clips. Anyway, so what are we talking about this month? Well, we're going to be talking about our top 5 co-op first-person shooter games, with shooter being in quotations because some of these may not be shooters as we would expect them to be. So, I guess with that being said, we'll just jump very quickly into my number 5. And my number 5 was a cooperative game that we've played a lot of, but not recently. Payday II. This is a bank heist game where 1 to 4 players can get together and perform heists. It depends on the level, really. Sometimes you'll be robbing a bank. Sometimes you'll be robbing a jewelry store. Sometimes it's just a straight-out shooter where you're trying to get in, complete some objectives, and get out. But what really draws me to this game is the amount of character customization and the perks. Like, there's talent trees like you would see in an MMORPG, where like there's 3 talent trees and you can pick which skills to take across each one, and there's different classes. There's also skill cards, and you can assign a role to yourself. Like, one person can be, I think, the captain, another one could be like the guard, or I don't know the names of them anymore, it's been a while, but my point is, everyone can take a role, they can pick a class, there's multiple levels, you can buy different weapons. My only real complaint about this game is that most of the content is hidden behind a paywall of sorts, where there's just a ton of DLC for it. That's what prevents this game from being as played as much as I do. What did you think of Payday 2? Did you enjoy this one?
I was thinking of putting that on here, but I enjoyed it, but there were other games that I preferred. But I still liked Payday 2. I think Payday 2 is a good one to put on the list. It's very heavy shooter sometimes, and sometimes it's very heavy stealth. You know, it just depends on what missions you get and what's your preferred playstyle.
I do like that some of the missions can be taken in the way that you want, in the sense that, let's say you're robbing a bank. You can take off heavy armor and then take certain skills to make yourself super stealthy. Like, you have a detection rating, and the heavier your armor, the better your stealth is. So you run the risk of, if you're discovered, you can get shot up pretty good with no armor on. But you can always go in guns a-blazing and, you know, try and stealth as far as you can get. And then if you do run into trouble, well, fine, you've got this huge Kevlar vest on, no problem. So I love the fact that you can complete an entire level, in some cases, completely stealth-like, and get extra points for doing so.
Yeah.
What I find annoying sometimes are those extra parts of the game where, man, this is a long sequence. Sorry, you were picking your outfit for like 10 years.
Was I? I'm sorry.
I skipped ahead. Okay. I don't like that, let's say you do escape from your mission, sometimes there'll be a police chase, like an extra map that you have to complete before you can actually get rewarded for your efforts.
Yeah.
That's annoying because, you know, it's just random. You don't know when it's going to happen. So, like, let's say you have to go, and, I have to complete this now before I can go. But I do love the turrets in this game. Like, I love the turret. There's so many different ways you can build your characters in this game. And I think the fact that I can put down 6 turrets or whatever it is, put AP ammo on them or whatever, it's kind of cheaty, but it's seen my way through plenty of those holdout situations.
Yeah, those are so OP. I loved it because this game could be a grind. Like, if you want to really build up your base, there's like this whole base building too, which is actually kind of hidden but kind of cool too.
Hmm.
And to really build that up, you need all those resources, and those turrets will help get you those resources rather quickly.
And I love that
So,
you can take hostages where you put people on the ground and you actually have to like keep an eye on them, and you only have so many
mhm.
zip ties. Zip ties will guarantee that they stay in place, but if you put someone on the ground and you don't zip tie them and you walk away, there's a chance they get back up and scream for help. So
Yeah.
it's like it becomes a management game at some point if you're trying to play stealthy like. It's harder
Mhm.
solo player to manage all that, I think. Like the game doesn't scale very well that way, I think.
Yeah, there's also a puzzle aspect too,
Hmm.
because you have to kind of memorize where the guards are going, where the hostages are going, like where they are.
And the
So
cameras move around too. Like
the
the
cameras, yes.
cameras are never in the same place.
For the record, I play a character that says camera.
Camera. Yeah, just so that
It's
you
a
guys know,
camera.
we're not speaking Spanish because we feel like it. No, there's one character that she is. It's yeah, camera. Everything's camera, camera. She spams it every time there's a camera. So yeah,
It's funny.
it's a lot of fun. It's much more fun with a friend or a group of it's more like it's like Left 4 Dead in the sense that it's fine solo, but you'll get much more out of it if you play it with others.
Yes, absolutely.
There are bots for those of you that are curious, but I think again my biggest complaint with this game is the fact that there's DLC, DLC, DLC. There's one DLC package that I picked up. It includes like half of everything for cheap. So be on the lookout for like there's a special package that you can buy that has like half of everything. But if they're gonna nickel and dime, it's you're looking at hundreds of dollars for all the
Yeah,
deals. It's just not worth it in my opinion.
it's crazy.
It is. So I guess we'll move on to your number 5. What did you pick?
I picked Borderlands.
Borderlands. So, what's featured here, I believe, is Borderlands 3. When you
Mhm.
say Borderlands, do you mean 1, 2, or 3, or do you have a...
I don't think I've ever played the first one. I
Okay.
think. No, did I play the first one?
The
Pretty
first
sure.
one did have co-op. However, it multiplayer was rough with 1 because
Let me check it
back
out.
in the day we had to use something called Hamachi. Do you remember
Okay.
that?
Yeah.
Hamachi is like an online service, like a way to get your IPs to. I'm not very technical. I just know that I needed Hamachi in order to connect with people, and trying to get
Yeah.
that set up and get IPs and ports and
Oh.
ugh, I hate
I
doing that
I
stuff.
I loved the first Borderlands, but I try to get far into the second one, but I didn't play it often enough for the
Hmm.
second one. I don't think I've ever played the third one. Um, so you said this one is the third one?
This one is the third one. It's very similar. One thing that I miss, the first one had a soldier class that had a turret,
Hmm.
and this turret could resupply. It could heal. It was awesome. It was the perfect solo character because it was self sufficient. In Borderlands 2, you had less of that. There was less
Hmm.
of a perfect self sufficient class, in my opinion. No matter which class you picked, you were still hurting for. You're still hurting for ammo sometimes if you were too haphazard with it.
Yeah. The third one, is that the Borderlands, the pre-sequel? Is
No,
that what
that's a
it
separate
was?
one. That was a separate game. The pre sequel or whatever it was like more futuristic on the moon. I don't remember what it was. It was like in space or something or
What about
futuristic.
Tales from the Borderlands?
Tales from the Borderlands was the Walking Dead. You remember Telltale games?
Oh,
The
okay.
Walking Dead and Batman
Yeah.
and Back to the Future. The
Hmm.
choo- the not Choose Your Own Adventure, but the adventure games. Well, that's
Yeah.
Borderlands was like that.
Oh, interesting. Well, I liked all the Borderlands, like the ones that I played, the first one and the second one. I think it's a great co-op shoot 'em up, and I never used the Hamachi. When we played, I thought you just jumped right in,
In the
or I
second one,
just
you
jumped in.
did. The first one, well, maybe it was different for me because I was not very technical and I didn't know how to open ports or whatever. I can imagine a
Hmm.
young Ida Lee. Oh yeah, oh yeah, we're connected. I can imagine you doing that. Me, I'm like, what port?
I
Seven,
don't remember
seven.
doing that. I thought it was pretty seamless doing the
Borderlands Two
Borderlands.
was. Borderlands Two, you could, but Borderlands
Okay.
One, I had trouble with. But then again,
Okay.
maybe your experiences were different.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, I liked them both. I thought Borderlands 1 has the nostalgic feeling, like I remember almost everything in it, and man, I want to get back into it again. It was so much fun.
This game is the perfect example of just loot drop heaven. Like, I spent half the game comparing guns and stats than I did actually playing it.
Yeah.
I love that about this. Because every time I turn the corner, ooh, shiny. I must look at this now in my inventory. Okay, so this gun has a flame effect, so whenever I hit someone with it, it's a chance it'll set them on fire. Oh, wait, this sniper rifle has electric shots on it. Oh, this one has a frost effect, cryo effect on it. So I'm like, but I can only hold 4 guns, so which one do I leave at home? Oh, but this gun's way more powerful, but this one's got a bigger clip size, but I really like this gun because it's been with me since the beginning. Which do I pick? And it's you've got that decision paralysis with this game because you don't want to put away your old guns because you get so used to them. And then when you do get a new gun, it's like, okay, this is bad, you know what? But at the same time, I miss the scope on my old gun because it was a 2x or whatever.
That's what was so great about co-op. You can use the other person as a storage.
Wow. Wait. I think I have something like that.
I need the damn minecart on legs. Where is it?
Or better yet,
I need the mule right here, right now.
there we go.
There you go. Perfect.
Perfect. So, anything else about Borderlands that... Is it just a fun co-op experience?
It's just a fun little co-op shoot 'em up. You know, you pick up and you want to shoot things and do some quests and loot. And I don't know, I think Borderlands is all of them is pretty great.
You got a buggy eventually. Did you customize your character or your buggy in any way?
Oh my gosh, everything was pink. Everything.
Oh, I bet. Did you have a favorite character across the Borderlands series?
I did not. I think I played... The Siren was pretty good.
The Siren was like psionic, right? If I remember right.
I think so. I think she turned like invisible too at one point. But I liked the guy with the bird.
Yes. It's on the tip of my tongue. I know. Monty something T.
I don't remember.
I know what it is. I just can't. I want to say Clementine, but I know that's not it either. Hold on, I gotta keep talking. Borderlands characters.
No, I'm just gonna look it up.
This is gonna bother me. So yeah, you need to keep talking now.
Well, he has like an eagle that he can like take at sick on, like sick him, and the eagle's pretty powerful, and I like using that. And I don't know, it's a cute little character. I think I also played a tank, and the tank was okay. Then there was a damage dealing guy. I don't know any of the names. I just know that I try to level up all the classes.
Okay, so Borderlands 2 had Axton the soldier, Maya a siren, Salvador was a gunzerker, and Zero was the masked assassin.
I see.
And then I guess in the original, it says Borderlands Rice, Gage, Maya, and Lilith. That doesn't sound right either. I hate that it just not. There's no. Okay, Mordecai. I knew it was like Kai, Clementine. Like I knew it was
Clementine and Mordecai.
Yeah, same thing.
Similar.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Roland was the character I liked. He was the soldier. He had the Scorpio turret. Lilith was the siren. Brick was a berserker. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at it now. Okay.
I remember Lilith. I played the heck out of her. She was okay. I liked her. I like her little invisibility, but I liked my damage. That eagle dude did like so much damage.
I liked Mordecai's, like you said, the bird Bloodwing, I think it is. Mm-hmm. He goes out and kills stuff. But did you have a favorite weapon too? Like, did you prefer like the snipers or the elemental weapons?
The rocket launcher.
The rocket launcher. So your guns a-blazing. Okay.
Oh, I loved the rocket launcher.
I'm all about that ranged sniper electric fire damage. I'm the stealth archer from Skyrim all over again.
I see.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else to say about this?
Oh yeah, my other preferred weapon is also the buggy.
The buggy. Well, it has
over.
That, and it has that infinite. If you can either outfit it with a machine gun on the top or a rocket launcher or whatever, the missile.
Yeah. I just liked running people over. I thought it was the funniest thing.
Wow. So what about Claptrap? Even though that's a reference to female genitalia.
Is it?
It is. That's where it came from, Claptrap.
I had no idea.
Yes, Claptrap. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but yes.
Can I say something?
Yes.
So, you know the phrase teabagging?
Yes.
They have Clam Slam.
Okay. I did not know that. All right.
Claptrap and Clam Slam. Okay.
Clam Slam is Claptrap's cousin that we don't know about yet.
Oh my gosh. This just got so unfamily friendly.
All right. Well, I was gonna Google that, but I'm like, no, I better not.
Don't Google. Oh my gosh, don't Google.
I was gonna confirm this. I heard somewhere. Anyway, my number 4 was actually Borderlands II. So
Okay.
yeah. So I think we've talked about this enough. I like the loot. The questing is okay. I enjoy that. I don't care about the story, really. I just like finding the best guns. I love the skill trees. I like leveling up and finding that overpowered gun. The only sad thing is, I know at some point I'm going to find something else that's better than what I've got, but not exactly like it, and I'm going to be sad that I'm not using it anymore. That's the biggest thing for me. I liked Borderlands 2 the most. Borderlands 3 felt a bit flash.
Oh, is it the city one? Kind of like when you're in a city, or is that still 2?
That's still 2. No, 2 was 2 was that city, I think. 3 had villains that were a bit.
Is that an Epic?
It's now on Steam as well. It's been on Steam for a while, but it started on Epic. But yeah, it's just, let's just say the main villains in 3 are not. They're more flashy than scary, and that's all I care to say about that.
I see.
They're actually featured right here, those holograms.
Oh, I see.
So, like, they're annoying. Let's just say that they're annoying. Rather than... In 2, you had Jack, was it? He was like he was evil. The conversations and the radio messages that you got was so funny. There was just... 3 was just a bit more less so. 2 is still my favorite out of all of them.
I gotta go with the original. The original is probably my favorite.
Is it the most nostalgic?
Yeah, that, and probably because I haven't beat it yet. I'm dying to beat it.
2?
Dying to beat it.
But I beat it. But 2 had those loot crates. If you don't know, there's a golden key... There's a golden chest that you get access to in Borderlands 2 and in 3. And on Twitter, they give away keys, these golden keys. You can redeem them, tie them to your account, and then that way you can open up this golden chest in-game and get some cool gear. It's just loot chests, basically. Yeah. They're golden keys for these loot chests. But I've been doing that for the last 2 years, and I have not touched the game, so I've got like 300 keys waiting for me at some point, should I ever decide to get back into it.
That mind boggles.
Yeah. So with that being said,
Claptrap is awesome. I know a lot of people hate him, but I love him.
He's annoying, but you have that you have that chaos mentality that you love, and
he's adorable, I think.
Mm-hmm. He's also very witty and funny.
He reminds me of Alpha, whatever from
Alpha 5, yes. Yeah, except Claptrap is a bit more mobile and less corny.
And funnier. And just
yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
So what was your... Oh, so that was your number 4,
That was actually my number 4. And yeah, so Borderlands 2, I think, is my favorite out of all of them.
Cool.
Okay. So I guess we'll move on to your number 4. Which was
Mother Gunship.
Mother Gunship. I liked this, except it's not. The older I get, the worse my reflexes become. Mm-hmm. This is a bullet hell roguelike, but it's your entry. Tell me about it.
Oh gosh, I love this game. I love this game because it's so like chaotic and crazy, and there's a lot of like platforming, and what's great is that each room is so different. So you don't know what you're gonna get. So every time you go into a room, it could be like just a nice peaceful room, or it could be like hell on earth. Mm-hmm. And I like that you can craft like weapons from the weapon pieces that you pick up or something like that. I forget. I haven't played it.
Yes. So just to recap, Mother Gunship is a roguelike where roguelite, I should say. You are on your ship to start the game, and it's explorable. You can unlock things from there and so on. But then you pick a mission, and these missions range in different difficulties. You go into the mission with just a regular dinky gun, except you can actually, using the unlocks you've gotten so far, possibly bring in parts with you. And you're going from room to room. Think Smash TV from back in the day. You're picking a direction, you're going into a room, and you have to kill all the enemies in the room. And then you can advance to another room. And you get to pick, do I go to this room, do I go to this room? And different rooms have different bonuses, different enemies and that. But the biggest part of this game is the Lego aspect, where you go to a crafting station, and you can put a 3-shotter scatter gun in addition to this plasma gun all together on one side, and then you've got 2 guns. You're dual wielding guns, so you can set up your gun however you want on the left and on the right, but you have to find the pieces for it. It's not enough just to find the gun. You need like the base to support it. Like you need to be able to attach the weapon parts to your gun. So you're finding the parts, the connectors, you're finding the guns, and different guns have different port requirements and stuff like that, and need so many port holes in order to connect. So you're trying to you're finding stores, you're buying connectors, you're buying parts, you're buying guns, and you're also managing your weapons energy. The more guns you slap on to your arms or whatever, the faster your energy is blown through. So it's like, do you become this overpowered thing that can just murder something in 2 seconds, and you have to wait a while for it to recharge? It's dependent on what you want. And like I said, this game is extremely fast-paced. This is more of a platformer first-person shooter in the sense that you're always moving. You have to keep moving. What drew you to this game? It has co-op, Mother Gunship.
Yeah, if it didn't have co-op, obviously I wouldn't put it on here, but it has co-op, so it's kind of nice having another person, another body, like shooting with you and helping you out. And yeah, it's definitely heavy on the platforming, but what's cool is that once you finish a run, you can use like skill points to upgrade. I believe it was like skill points to upgrade your life or your jumps even.
Right.
You can have like up to multiple jumps, so you can like
triple jump,
fly up in the air.
There's triple jumping, and you find these power-ups as well as you're playing. But like she said, when you go back to your ship before you're on the next run, you can unlock these skills that give you these passive benefits. And again, you can even buy parts and take them with you, but you have to be careful because these are finite. Just because you bring something back, if you bring it with you in the next run and then lose it, it's gone forever. So you have to pick and choose what to bring with you, what you risk to bring.
The one thing I don't like though is that if you end up going for something that could potentially not be as helpful in a later level, like in a boss level, then you're kind of screwed. So, and the boss levels are actually kind of difficult. So
yeah, one of the reasons why I don't play this game as much, like I wish there was an easier mode, more casual, like for us old people that get nauseous easily, you know what I mean? I mean, I love it. I love the connection. I love the gun building in this. It's just, and you can even equip mods and stuff too to make your guns do something weird or whatever, a bounce effect or whatnot. So I'm
sure
this.
There's a meta out there, but I haven't found it. And even if I did find it, I think it's too much fun just trying to like play around, build up your gun to random things and see what it does.
Did you beat this?
I did not beat it, but I got very far in it.
Okay. I remember, I think we played this once together, but I don't think we did a whole lot just because, I don't know, time or frustration probably on my end. You're killing everything. I'm like, duh. Well, I guess. I haven't
played it in a long time, but I did play the crap out of it even after we both played it. So
yeah.
And then I got really frustrated because there was a boss that I could not handle, and I tried over and over and over, and I couldn't do it.
That would frustrate me.
I think it would have been easier if I did have you along. Just saying.
You're breaking up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Rocket stars.
Dwarf smash.
There you go.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3. We're on number 3 already. Okay.
Yep.
My number 3 is Dead Island. I like Dead Island because it's open worldy. It's a little bit more melee heavy than ranged. There are guns in Dead Island, but the overall like zombie apocalypse setting was done very well here. I love the graphics, and what attracts me the most of this game is the fact that you can modify your melee weapons. So you'll get these recipes, and you can put like saw blades and these other things together, baseball bats or whatever, and you end up with this electric, I don't know, baseball bat, saw blade, weird looking thing. And there's durability on these weapons too, so it's not like you can just spam these things all the time. I love the fact that you can throw weapons. It's a very gruesome game though, like you can chop off limbs, so it's definitely not first person. It's not a game that's appropriate for kids. One cheaty thing about this game, however, is once you develop your kicks, you can pretty much take out everything in this game just by kicking, because it uses less stamina. You kick them on the ground, then you smash their face in. You don't even need your melee weapon anymore. It's kind of cheaty that way. You just can't do that with the bigger guys, but you can do that with the majority of the zombies in this game. So I try not to do it too much, but if I'm hurt up and I don't have any weapons, then yeah, you're fine with that.
That's funny you say that, because in State of Decay 2, which is a third person, kind of game like this, but if you upgrade like a special skill, you can just flip any zombie over that comes at you. It is so funny.
That's what I did. I on State of Decay, I would charge them, hit them, and it flips over your back, and as soon as they're on the ground, you turn around, just kick their head in or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so cheaty. Like yeah,
I like it.
Can you imagine that in real life? There's 5 zombies and there's one guy. He charges one, crushes them, charges another one. It's a comedy at that point. It's not serious. But then again, video games aren't really meant to be serious. But anyway,
that's all right.
I loved the crafting in this. I love the open world, but it's also like Borderlands, but less so. It's also got that loot mechanic. Granted, it's not as extensive as Borderlands. It's not. There's a little bit of randomness, like this machete might be better than this machete, but you're not going to find a whole lot of variety here, but you're still like, there's loot boxes, there's money, there's equipables, there's still stuff to find in the environment. And in a co-op setting, imagine like you and a partner or a couple of people, and you're in this building looting, and all of a sudden, and then there's like 4 or 5 zombies like that you didn't notice before rushing your location. And you're fighting them off. Like, that can be kind of fun. It's a little monotonous at times, but it's still fun. You do get a vehicle at some point. Running zombies over in this game's kind of fun. But what did you think of Dead Island? Because I know we played it together a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't consider this too much of an FPS.
Because of the melee aspect? Or
because of the melee, because of how open worldy it was, because of the amounts of crafting that you can do with it. So I don't know, I just didn't consider this one just because of the category. But I do like this game. This game is fun. When we played it was pretty fun. Like you said, it can get a little monotonous. Sometimes the open worldiness is a bit so overwhelming.
It's big.
Because it is really huge. And the quests are kind of like whatever,
They're fetch quests at that, go here and get 3 of this, or whatever, go to this station and repair it, or what, I don't know. Yeah, and there are some parts, I think, where you have to like puzzle out where to go next, and that's annoying. I remember there was a part through a tunnel, there was this huge gas station, and I'm like, how do I turn this electricity off? Where do I go next to turn this off? I didn't know I could jump on this building, fall through the roof, and then fight my way out of the building, and then open the door, and there's the powers. You know what I mean? Like, little things like that. I hate little, what do I do next kind of things. That becomes a platformer at that point, rather than an FPS.
I agree.
Yeah. So, anyway, that was my number 4.
Okay.
Number 3, rather. What was your number 3?
My number 3 was Gunfire Reborn.
I like this one. Again, you seem to gravitate toward the more difficult games, where
I'm just trying to figure out. This was a hard category for me because I don't play a lot of FPSs.
Well, I think the problem here is that it's a broad topic. Because, like you said, there are games that are more on rails. Like, think Call of Duty. You're going from point A to point B. There's no deviation in between. Yeah, you can sort of duck and weave between cover, but you're expected to go this way. Whereas with a game like Dead Island, it's open world and you can go wherever you want. So not all games have crafting. There are on-rail first-person shooters, so I can understand why this was a tough one. You know?
Yeah, like I was really trying to find games that were strictly FPSs. You know, Borderlands was probably something that I had trouble with putting on here because of how open worldy it was, but in a sense it really is a first person shooter.
Well, what else would you call it?
I would call it
an open world survival game, but you're not really survive. There's no food,
exploration.
There's no, I guess that becomes more of an adventure game at that point.
Yeah, with Dead Island there's more crafting in it than Borderlands, I think.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah.
Maybe more resource collecting, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, whereas Borderlands was more weapon collecting.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a loot collector.
I don't know, but Gunfire Reborn is such a cute little game. I love the graphics. I can't get over how great the graphics are for this one. And I don't know. It's so difficult, though. That's the only problem I have with it. It can get really, really difficult.
I know roguelites are supposed to be difficult in the beginning, like, oh, well, you're weak or nobody. And after 300 games, oh, now I can actually do something. My problem is I don't have the time necessary to dedicate to that. If the game was a bit more generous, and the XP and all that, whatever the premium currency is that allows you to level up in between. You've got these skill trees that you can level up in between runs, and that makes your character stronger, but typically you're only going to be able to assign a couple of points before you have to do it all over again. So it's like you really have to play a lot in order to get good, to get better at this. And I wish the game was just more generous with its currency so that I didn't have to spend months trying to see more content. I'm tired of the same first 3 or 4 levels. I've seen the same temple or whatever it is over and over and over again. I want to see the new stuff, but I can't because I'm not powerful enough yet.
Yeah.
But I do like it. It's definitely smooth. It's satisfying. The gunplay is satisfying. The different weapons that you can find are satisfying. But like you said, it is difficult.
It's very hard. I love the characters, like all the character abilities and stuff. They even added a few characters since the last time we played it, and I'm excited to try them out.
I remember playing as the cat with the hat. Yeah,
the cat in the hat. Adorable.
What's that guy, that cat's name from Shrek, the cat with the Zorro character?
I don't know, Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots, that's it.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah. That's what this character reminds me of, Puss in Boots.
Oh.
But, okay.
Yeah, but it's a cute little game, and I kind of want to reinstall it and play it again.
What do you like most about it? Is it just do you like the looting and the leveling, or is it more of the gameplay that brings you back to it?
I like the looting, I like the leveling, I think the gameplay, it's one of the most satisfying gun plays I've ever played in my life.
Yeah.
So, it's almost, I would have put it's like a Risk of Rain, too, which I would have put on had it not been third person. Mm-hmm. So. Maybe
we'll do a top 5 third person shooters. I'm going to write that down.
I know.
Remember that for me, because I'm forgetful.
All right.
I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I was going to say Star Wars Battlefront will definitely be on there then.
Well, some parts of it are first person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay. I see.
In a minute. Okay. Are we done with Gunfire?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, my number 2, Warhammer Vermintide II. Again, not technically a shooter because it's melee. However, you still can shoot weapons in this game, but it's Left 4 Dead, but with a Warhammer setting, and you've got a group that you're going from point A to point B, like in Left 4 Dead, trying to survive the gauntlet of enemies. Mm-hmm. What I like about this is that your characters, they all level up. You have to level them up individually. There's different. There's a light RPG mechanic to this, where you're equipping gear to your characters. What's confusing about that, however, and this is probably not obvious to the newcomer, is that it scales based on your average gear level. So, like, when you get a new piece of equipment, it's going to scale with your current level, your current gear level anyway. So constantly, you're opening chests, like, you'll get maybe 1 or 2 levels higher. So you have to, like, you always have to level the lowest piece that you have first. Find the piece that's lowest on your gear, level that up to bring up your average, and then open up a new chest so that the new piece you get averages out to be a little higher. That's annoying, in my opinion. Like, not knowing how to do that at first, I didn't understand. But once you understand the loot mechanics and the RPG, this game is actually a lot of fun. It's satisfying too. Each character does something different. I like the dwarf class with the gunner. He's got the engineer minigun, which is awesome. I also like Corellian.
You have to buy that DLC though for the engineer class.
You do. I got a press key for it, but yes, you do have. That's something you have to buy. I like Corellian's archer class. I think she's really good. She's kind of a glass cannon. I kind of like the warrior priest. It was okay. Do you have any favorites with this game? Do you like it?
This was actually going to be my number 2, but the only reason why it's not on my list is because I feel like it's more of a brawler than an FPS. So that was the only reason.
See, first person. It had first person. Shooter, that's why I put it in quotes. Shooter. You know what I mean? Because technically, you can... Actually, a dwarf does have a rifle or a minigun or, the Corellian has a bow. So you could shoot in this game. So to me, I think this still qualifies as an FPS.
In that case, then it's probably, like, right next to my number 2 then.
Okay, fair enough. What was your favorite class in this? Do you have one?
I love Corellian. I think she's probably my favorite just because she's so nimble, she's fast, and I love all her classes. My favorite used to be Victor Saltzfire, like the very first.
He's the vampire hunter or whatever?
Yes, he is. Not the Zealot, not the 3rd level, but like his first, I guess, priest, the priest guy. And I'm actually kind of keen on that Marcus.
Marcus Gruber.
The tank. His DLC class I actually really love because it gives him those objectives on the right that can buff the whole team.
That's is that the Crusader that you're talking about? I
think so.
It's like a paladin, but it's a 2-handed sword. He has no range, but I think he can he has both of his weapons are melee. One's a sword and board, and the other one's a double-handed weapon. So rather than he has a ranged, he has 2 melee. And like you said, he's got objectives that people can complete on the side, and if you complete them, the whole party gets a buff. That's really cool. I wish more classes did that, to be honest.
Yeah, I do too, honestly. I don't like that the fire woman, she can actually hurt her teammates. I hate that. And
she's OP, but like you said, and she's difficult to master because it's easy to overcharge with her and blow yourself up.
Yeah, it's so easy to kill yourself with her class. It's ridiculous. The only thing I don't like about this game is how difficult it is. Like, it can really, really scale in difficulty, and when you're trying to get, like, the really good stuff, like good frames and good weapons and good, like, things, you have to play on, like, Cataclysm difficulty and Legendary. And
right. Your item level is capped based on your difficulty. So let's say that your item level is 5. Well, you're fine to do easy up until level 100 or whatever it is. Once you get to level item 100 as an average power, the chests that you weren't on easy cap at 100. So now you have to do the next level up, which caps at maybe 150 or 200 or whatever it is. So like she said, you have to play the harder difficulty levels in order to get the better gear chests.
I hate when games do that. I would much rather grind out like 500 hours in order to get to that place where people can do a difficulty in like one game, I wish
it was more of a percentage chance. Like if you play on easy, there's a 10% chance it drops, whereas on a harder level is a 50% chance it drops or something like that. Or maybe you got less crafting materials so that you can craft what you want on easy. You just earn less. Whereas on a harder, you get a lot more crafting materials, so you can easily craft it after a few. You know what I mean? I wish it accommodated all sorts of people that way.
Yeah. I also hate the bots. The bots are just such trash in this game. It's
Oh
ridiculous.
yeah. They're not too bad, but they do some questionable things, like run into those whirlwind tornado things. They don't care.
I can't stand them. Like, there are a couple of games that I can't stand bots in. Ugh.
Well, they don't listen to you either. They just go
they
off
don't.
sometimes and do whatever they want. And they also can't hold, like, you can actually pick up books that you can bring with you to the end of the level or whatever, grimoires, and you get bonus experience for having them. But the bots don't really pick them up, I don't think. So you're limited on that.
Yeah.
So, anything else to say about this? I mean, it's still, I like it because it has different modes. There's this one holdout mode, but you have to, like, go through 15 odd steps to do it. It's a wiki thing. There's no way anyone can find this unless they had a wiki. Like, on this level, you have to bring the golden statue here, and then you have to touch the 2 pillars in order, and then you have to go back to the beginning of the level and find the 1 gravestone out of 600 gravestones that has this on it. No one's going to find that without a wiki.
That's one thing. The tomes and the grims, sometimes you need, like, there's, like, puzzle aspects where they're at, and it's so chaotic. I can't stand the puzzle aspect. Like, if it wasn't as chaotic, I wouldn't mind it. But books are hidden so in such convoluted places that you just don't have time to search for that. It's crazy.
Yeah, if enemies weren't spawning at you all the time, you could platform it over time.
Yeah.
But if enemies are after you and you're trying to platform and then you get interrupted, well, you're screwed.
Yeah. So frustrating.
All right. That being said, move on to your number 2, which is what?
Back for Blood.
Back for Blood.
I feel like I'm going to get so much hate for that because
Why?
Back for Blood really, like, from what I'm hearing on other Twitch streamers and articles and things, Back for Blood is not received, like, well received. Because of how difficult it is and how terrible bots are and how trolly people are in the game. And so it's not a very well received game. I like it, however. I personally like the game. And I think it's a fantastic game to play with other players, like other friends, other people, even randoms, sometimes depending what kind of randoms you get.
You've played Left 4 Dead. Why would you play this over Left 4 Dead?
This has permanent progression
I agree.
in the sense that you get cards. That is the only reason why I prefer this over Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead feels like kind of
It's a wham bam thank you ma'am kind of situation where you go in, you kill stuff with friends, you have some fun, but there's no reason to come back because you're not actually improving your characters in any way. This game, like you said, there's a deck building aspect where you unlock cards as you go, you complete these goals and you get points, and then you unlock new cards, and then you start a new run, and then these cards appear. The cards that you pick for your deck appear as you play, and you pick the ones that you want. That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah. I love the character customization too. Like, there's certain things that you can get. You have to earn supply points after you finish a run. You earn supply points, and you can spend those to get to choose a path, I guess, or whatever path is featured. And you can customize characters. You can upgrade weapons. You can have character skins. It's pretty great. I was actually having trouble choosing this or Earthfall. And I went for this just because Earthfall is still a little bit buggy and janky.
And Earthfall is no longer being developed.
Yeah, but I still like it. You know, I still like, just because a game isn't being no longer developed, I don't think makes it a bad game, you know?
Earthfall did a couple of things right. In case you don't know, Earthfall is Left 4 Dead with aliens. There is some permanent progression with it, but primarily what I like about it is the fact that you can actually put up gates along pre-existing doorways or whatever to block hordes from coming at you. You can actually put turrets down and some other cool things, so it actually improved upon the Left 4 Dead formula. I like Back 4 Blood because the gunplay is very satisfying. If you just go to the gun range in the lobby system, you can see all the different weapons there. You can equip all sorts of different cool mods and see how they all act. There's a ton of guns there, ton of melee weapons, different grenades, all that stuff. And it's a lot of fun just to mess around with it. And it's super satisfying. I have yet to play the multiplayer where you get to play as the infected or whatever. That sounds cool, but I would not play multiplayer to do it. Not with randoms anyway.
Yeah. I'm I'm kind of not into that, really.
Me
Like,
neither.
if I don't have the friends to do it, then why? I don't see the point of it, the purpose of it.
Anything you like? Anything that stood out to you in this game aside from the card system, or?
I love the card system. I love the character customization. The gunplay is so satisfying. I I hate the bots. I can't stand how stupid the bots
They
are
are
in this
they are
one.
stupid. I will attest to that. I played the last level of the first campaign. You have to like run to the ship or something like that. The bots just died every single time. And then when a special infected gets you, and you're forced, you need help. No one's around to help you because the bots have killed themselves. You know what I mean? That's annoying.
I was reading that someone said that it's good that bots are stupid because they're not supposed to carry you. I need an option for when they do carry me because I'm not very good at FPS and I like FPSs. So when you have someone who's not very good at a game but really likes them and wants to play it, I think there should be at least an option where bots just don't miss.
People who say that
carry the heck out of you.
People who say bots shouldn't carry you, those are elitists.
Yeah.
They feel like because they are the quote-unquote gods of first-person shooters, that no one else should have fun because they are the gods of first-person shooters. That's elitism. I'm sorry, but I'm of the belief that games should be accessible for casuals and hardcore players alike. And that's one of the reasons why it's not on this list because it's third person, but Aliens Fireteam Elite, that's why a mod was made to make the bots stronger. Because people were complaining that they're stupid. There was easy difficulty and normal, and the bots were fine there, but on anything intense or above, the bots were useless. And some of the weaponry in Aliens Fireteam Elite was locked behind the intense difficulty. So unless you actually got carried by people or had people to help you, you couldn't access those things, and that's why the bots were made. So there are people out there that think that you do, that it should be accessible, and bots should be smart. And then there are people that are just family-friendly jerks.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What were you going to say?
No, go ahead.
No, what were you going to say?
Nothing. What I was going to say was inappropriate, so I decided not to say it. So, yeah, I have no love for elitism in games. Anyway, I like this game because of the gunplay. It's very satisfying.
Yeah, it's really fun. I love the card system. I think that's what really put it on the list.
That too. And every character has their own passive ability, too. Like that one, I don't remember his name, but the guy with the huge Coke bottle glasses, the one that looks like Melvin or whatever from The Office or Office
he
Space,
looks like
whatever.
a child molester, though.
Wow, okay. Yeah, that is a little scary.
Like a pedo.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow. Okay, so much for family friendly.
Oh, sorry.
All right, so with that being said...
By the beard!
Yeah, by the beard indeed. I guess we'll move on to our number one.
Okay.
Because I think both of us had the
both
same
have the
number
same one.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll just preface this by saying...
Rock and stone, brother!
Yep.
And...
Rock and stone!
And...
Rock and stone to the bone!
There's just... Huh?
We need a dwarf for that. It's like a woman with a beard. No, I'm just kidding. Oh god, never mind. I take all that back.
Wow. Okay. A woman with a beard. Well, actually, don't female dwarves have beards?
They do. They do.
Okay. Well,
Pretty sure they do.
It's
but
possible.
Still.
So
that's what like I could picture one of the dwarves like hearing them going rock and stone sister.
That's going to be a DLC you watch.
Oh my gosh.
Moulin Rouge DLC. What did you like about Deep Rock Galactic?
I was really not wanting to put this on the list because there's crafting in it, there's events in it, there's quest completions in it, but you kind of convinced me to put it on because it really is a first-person shooter. Like, it really is. You have no choice but to first-person shoot in this.
If it was just mining, that would be one thing. But on Hazard, even on Hazard 1, you're getting swarmed by enemies regularly. That's why the engineers have turrets. That's why we've got there's weapons.
That's why I put this on my list, because you have no choice. Like, you have to shoot in this game. So you have to first-person shoot. So This is technically a first-person shooter.
Yes,
And
technically.
technically. And yeah, I think I like this game the same reason that you do, because of
Replayability.
replayability. Yes, has tons of replayability.
The permanent
grinding,
progression.
the permanent progression, the characters.
Not only are there 4 classes that each level up on their own, not only do they have different weapons, not only do you have to level those things up, not only can you upgrade your grenades or your light sources, whatever. Not only do you have to mine out different resources like gold and something called
Bismore.
There you go.
Bismore.
Yes. So there's different minerals that you have to mine out, and you use these minerals to buy new skins, to upgrade those weapons, and so on. And it's even solo play friendly. You get a little robot called Bosco, a robot named Bosco that you tell it where to go. It'll mine for you. It'll kill things for you. It's so convenient. You can even upgrade it.
It so ticks me off that Bosco is a better AI than all of the AI in Warhammer, in Back for Blood, in World War Z. Like, that ticks me off so much. These shooter games have terrible AI, but then you have like a small indie company at Deep Rock Galactic. You have like almost perfect AI for this one. Like, come on, get it together.
It's a shame there are no dwarf bots to follow you around and help you out, but you do have Bosco.
Yeah, Bosco is amazing. I don't need anyone else. Although you get the hack bots whenever you hack them.
That's true, but they're not like guaranteed.
Yeah, that's true.
There are certain flying robots that if you kill them, sometimes you can hack them and turn them into good guys.
Yeah,
and
there's also an event where you can come across, I think it's called like a Xiphoid charger or something, and it's a big old robot, and you have to kill it, and then when you repair it, he goes around and he just like demolishes so much, and it's actually quite nice.
This game is the true definition of labor of love, in the sense that the developers have put so much thought and detail into this. Like, I'm going to play a couple of clips here. This is the amount of voice acting and work that went into this. It could have been a canned minerals here. No, that's not the case. You've got something like this.
I found some morkite. There is morkite here. Morkite found. Morkite. There is nitro over here. Found some nitra. Nitra. Anyone needs ammo?
20 more
There's
seconds.
Nitra here. Mind the nitra for ammo. Red sugar. Red sugar. Red sugar! Red sugar! Oh, I found some red sugar! There is red sugar over here!
You see what I mean? Like, They could have canned it with 1 or 2 voice lines, but they bothered. They bothered to record multiple. Here's another example.
No! They killed my bug! Steve died! I'll never get over this! Steve died honorably! Steve's gone! He fought well! Steve is dead! Long live Steve! Steve gave his life for me. Thank you.
I'm cutting it off early, but it's another 30 seconds of just mourning Steve. Steve is one... You can get a perk where you can get a little pet where you have to tame one of the little bugs. I don't remember their names. But you can tame them, and he'll follow you around and fight for you for a while. But then when he dies, your dwarf will say one of those lines. It could have been a canned 1 or 2 things, but they bothered to record like 10 different voice lines for that one little thing. It just amazes me the amount of detail they put into this. And every time there's now seasons in this game where, the seasons last for a brief period of time. You level up in that season. You get script. It's just the special currency for that season. Yeah, and you spend that script currency to unlock new aesthetic stuffs. And there's no pay to win either. The only DLC this game has is all aesthetic. Yeah. So, you can earn everything in game just from playing it. Between the different classes, the engineer has turrets and platforms. The gunner has, what's it called? He shoots a zip line. Thank you. The driller can just drill through everything and has a flamethrower to boot. The scout is your favorite. It zips all over the place with it's like a
grappling hook.
Grappling hook, yeah. So every class is so unique.
What's great is that it is so solo friendly in the sense that you can get anywhere with any class. But when you have a full team, you can really use those abilities and really, really help each other out. But even if you're separated, you can still do things on your own. You don't necessarily need one another, but it definitely helps.
It may take you a little longer.
Yeah.
For example, if you're the engineer, like, all right, common example. I'm the engineer. I love the engineer. Turrets, my favorite. She's the scout. She can zip all over the place. Typically, there's a cliff thousands of meters up. She just zip lines right up to it, and I'm sitting there for 10 minutes putting platforms down, trying to get up there. And meanwhile, she's completed half the level already. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to get up there.
But that's the thing. Like, you're still able to do it because you have platforms.
Right. It just takes me longer. Yeah.
Yeah, and if I'm a scout and I see something in the ceiling, there's no platform underneath, I kind of have no choice but to fall to my death, which is fine. That's fine.
Every time I turn around, babe, platform, save me, platform. She's just hanging there, dangling. I'm like, what are you doing up there? So I have to aim my little platform gun millions of miles away and hit my mark so that she falls on that. It's fun. Anyway.
What cracks me up is the community. I love the community for the most part. There've been a couple times where there's like some griefers there, but the community is great because I remember one time I had a random join me. I didn't know who this person was. We didn't even say hello. We just said rock and stone when he joined. And I saw a little flower, whatever, a pocket bloom, up in the ceiling.
Pocket bloom!
I go up, I left click, I hold my left click, and I'm dangling on the ceiling. I have no platform. He's an engineer. So I start spamming my X. The X key is when he's like, hello, follow me, over here, hello, like trying to get someone's attention. So I'm spamming that. He looks over and he shoots a platform. And it's great because the whole community is like that. Like, they know their roles. And even if someone who doesn't know their roles, you can help them out. Or, like, other people will help you out. So it's just a fun-loving community. And the amount of items is ridiculous in the game.
When you say items, do you mean... what do you mean?
Mods, skins, the weapons, the overclocks. The weapon modification is ridiculous. The breach cutter that you have shoots like butter, right? It's like these 3 lines and they go around, or they shoot straight through. I've seen someone who has the same weapon, the same gun, but it shoots and then it gets to a point and then it just rotates.
What? It just rotates in place?
Yeah, it rotates. It shoots up to like a certain distance, and then the 3 lines just like starts rotating in place, so that anyone in that area, anything in that area, just gets decimated.
That's awesome. Great. I love that about this game. It just there's so much, and there's prestiging in this. So like, no matter how much you level up, you can always like prestige, and you're always grinding out minerals. There's also a delve system. It's one of those like. It's a multiple mission thing where you have to try and get through it. It's tough though. I love that there's weekly quests that you can do. There's different biomes, like there's the fire biome, the ice biome, the sand biome, and it's just, and there's different, you'll never know what events you come across either. Sometimes it'll be a ghost that follows you around, and it's a giant ghost monster that it's unkillable, but it follows you around through the entire level. And you just have to stay away from... You never know what you're going to see in this. Or you'll be walking into a room, and then all of a sudden you get grabbed from the top of your head and dragged up into the ceiling. The leeches in this game are like, someone's got to save you. It's so much fun.
When we first started playing this, I remember I hated the lighting system in this. I really did. I couldn't see anything, even with the scout's flares. Like, I had to constantly use them because I just couldn't see anything. They fixed that up so that light stays, it shines longer, and you can even upgrade your flares so that it'll shine for longer. Oh my god, you just got caught.
I see that. I saw. Wow. Speaking of which,
sorry, that made me laugh.
But I'm like, damn.
They overall improved the lighting effects, which is so nice because now light makes sense. Speaking of prestiging, I played for 568 hours, right? This game. And I'm only level what, 1200 or something like that.
It sounds like a lot to me.
Yeah, I saw the other day, I saw level 3,400 and something. I couldn't believe it.
Well, how much you want to bet that person has 3 games in their Steam library?
True. But man, that was crazy. I want to get to that point one day.
If I had one complaint about Deep Rock Galactic, there's this monster. Hold on.
Whoa! Crash us down! Look at all that gold!
So there's a monster that when you blow it up,
He's my favorite.
Gold everywhere, and it takes you like half an hour to mine it all out. It's lucrative, but it's like it becomes Viscera cleanup detail at that point.
Yeah.
I wish there were easier ways to like mine. I wish there were equipment that allowed you to quickly mine out stuff. Or automatic mining systems. That would be so much fun. I could concentrate more on exploring and shooting rather than mining all the time. I love the mining, don't get me wrong. I just wish there was more automated. Especially for parts like that.
When, that's why the Driller's C4 is actually great for that. If there's like a giant gold deposit, like you said, where the detonator forms, you can use the C4 detonator that the Driller has, or the Gunner's grenades, and you can actually mine that stuff out pretty quickly too. But the detonator doesn't always drop off gold. Sometimes it's just a regular giant explosion without any gold. Okay. So it's pretty interesting. You never know with him.
Look at all that gold. Whoa! Crash!
I don't know what he's doing there, but
Biz.
Oh, wrong button. All right. Anyway, so
I hate how difficult it gets on Hazard 5. And on the Elite Deep Delves, I think the Elite Deep Delves they start off at Hazard 4 to 5, I believe.
It's too much.
Yeah, that gets difficult. Even on Hazard 1, sometimes you get bombarded, and it's like, whoa, where are all these enemies come from? So like a Hazard 4 or 5, it's constant. You can never mine, really.
You take so much damage, and you need a lot of ammo to kill stuff, and you're limited on your ammo. You can mine something called Nitra and call in a supply pod, but you first have to find the Nitra, and then you have to spend it, and you're limited. So like if you don't get through the level quickly enough, attrition eventually wins out. So you have to sort of rush the level, find what you're looking for, keep up with the enemies, and get out. But what annoys me sometimes is the levels in this game are randomly generated, if you can believe it, procedurally randomly generated. But depending on the size and the complexity, you could find a map that's huge and is overly like convoluted, complex, up, down, left, right, holes everywhere. I like the ones where usually it's just a straight shot. On occasion, there's a branching path, but the ones that are really open-ended can be frustrating for anyone other than a scout, because we can't just go anywhere we want to. You know, scouts can zip all over the place, but anyway.
It's true. Even with a giant cavern, sometimes it's annoying for a scout because it's just one big hole. There's no platforms or anything. There's no edges
to stand on. Yeah, you might get up there, but getting back down, you're screwed.
Yeah. Basically, you have to ask for Molly, and then you kind of have to pinpoint where she's crossing as you're like hanging while she's crossing. You have to try and like jump at the same time.
That's why you're level 1200, because you can apparently do all these things.
No.
It's ridiculous.
What's cool though is that on a Hazard 1 or 2, normally you can get by without even collecting any Nitra because you have enough ammo for it.
Yeah.
But on Hazard 3, 4, 5, you have to collect that Nitra. What's cool though is with the deep delves, they're like multiple runs or multiple missions, and the Nitra carries over, and I think that's really cool. So
cool.
Yeah, but that's it.
Well, that was my number 1.
Mine too.
Did you have any honorable mentions?
I did, actually. I had quite a bit.
Go for it.
Sanctum, even though it's
tower defense, but it's still first person. Yeah,
it's the first person shooter, at least for me, because I'm really bad at the tower defense type of stuff. So
do you like Sanctum's tower defense? Like, you like building a maze, or do you like it more for the shooting?
I like it more for the maze. I really do.
Okay.
So but I'm just really bad at the maze, so I kind of have to do the FPS on that end.
Well, luckily the game lets you do both. It's like Orcs
Yeah.
Must Die. Orcs Must Die is third person, whereas Sanctum is first person, and you can
Yeah.
build a maze, put turrets on those walls, and then also, I liked it in Sanctum. You can upgrade your guns or upgrade your turrets, and or both.
Yeah,
During your run.
The only reason why it's not on this list is because I picture it more of like a tower defense. Like it's both. It's both an FPS and a tower defense. But with this list, I really wanted to focus on just FPS, as you know.
I completely understand.
And then, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, what else did you have? I was going to ask.
Oh, Band of Defenders.
Uh,
Do you remember that one at all?
Is that cyber? No, it's like a junkyard one. Is that also tower defense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
It's like there were loot boxes.
Yes.
It's been a while.
Yeah. It's a co-op FPS game with base building in a post-apocalyptic world. You can craft weapons, you can build barricades, automate turrets, unlock gear and items. That's what I really liked about that game, is that you can unlock gear and items with it. The problem with that one is it's so janky, and it's so buggy, and it's so crashy.
Compared to Deep Rock, it doesn't hold a candle.
No, it
How
doesn't.
Deep Rock is smooth. Like, it's ideal. Like, it's so smooth. Whereas, like you mentioned, some games are just janky.
Band of Defenders could have been a great game. It really could have. But then, like, I don't know. It was just, the gunplay was like popping popcorn. Every time you shot a gun, it's just like, I was like, what?
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like beep 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 beep.
Yeah,
like,
right.
It didn't sound great. World War Z, was that first person?
I thought so. No, it became first person after a while. Originally, it was third person, and then they patched in first person with the special edition or whatever it was.
I see.
So it's an option now, but it wasn't before. But it's still worth mentioning anyway. It's like Left 4 Dead, but it has more permanent progression than Left 4 Dead did.
Yes, it does. The only reason why it's not on my list is because it's one of the more difficult games, I think. It's so hard to finish just one run. Yeah, you can get swarmed very
It's
easily in
grindy,
that
too.
game. It is pretty grindy. Oh, one thing to mention about Deep Rock Galactic. It took me a really, really long time to get used to the graphics. I hated the graphics for this.
Really?
Yes. It was too Minecrafty, too polygony. I hated, like, the cube stuff. Now I'm just used to it.
See,
but I prefer...
I don't see... If you want polygons, you should play N64, GoldenEye, or Perfect Dark.
No.
Or Lara Croft, like, you know, I mean, I'm just saying, the boobs on her could poke an eye out. I'm just saying.
Deep Rock is very voxel graphic, it looks like. Like, very cube. Everything's almost cube-ish, sort of. And it took me a while to get used to this. And sometimes, like, I look at this and I'm like, okay, it's Deep Rock, it's fine. But then I look at Gunfire Reborn, and I'm like, oh, those graphics are so much better.
Yeah, I understand. Anything else?
No, that's it. It's
Okay.
fine.
I had Back 4 Blood, Left 4 Dead listed, but I had Warhammer Vermintide II, like, sort of overshadowing them, only because Back 4 Blood, I think, is better than Left 4 Dead in the sense it has that permanent progression. Left 4 Dead, it was the game to have, and by rights, it was a very good game back in its day. But the lack of permanent progression really kills it for me. Now that permanent progression is a thing, other games outshadow Left 4 Dead, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Not saying it's not good, I'm just saying I find other games better. Far Cry 5 was fun multiplayer, kinda, sorta. I like the idea, in theory, I like the idea of getting different weapons, going in silently and taking out enemies and recapturing bases and the like, but I feel like co-op is more, I feel like Far Cry is more of a solo experience than a co-op.
I agree. I definitely agree with that, actually.
I mean, you can play co-op, but I just think it's better, the story is better solo.
Yeah, I was gonna put Far Cry 5. I was gonna put Dying Light 2. I was gonna put The Outer World. Oh wait, no, that's not co-op. I was gonna say The Outer Worlds. But I can't put those on here because I feel like they're not strictly first-person shooters. They're like open world exploration games.
Right. I understand. You're thinking more like Call of Duty, and I wanted to say Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I just want to mention that because my brother and I, there's a co-op mode in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 where there's some missions that you can embark on together, co-op, and my brother and I have nostalgia trips, well, we used to play a lot of that back in the day, and it was a lot of fun. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 introduced survive as long as you can kind of mode. Enemy waves coming at you, and you earned points as you played, and you got to unlock supply drops and new bots to help you and stuff like that. So that was fun too. That was more of a me and Vinny kind of thing. So Call of Duty, I don't really care for too much because there's no permanent progression. It's more of a on-rails first-person shooter. There's still fun to be had with the co-op aspect of it. I also listed Star Wars Battlefront 2, but loosely because the heroes play in third person and your primary troopers play in first person. But my problem with Battlefront 2, as pretty as it is, the co-op in that game is 25% of the game. Like, if you play pure multiplayer with other people, you have access to like 75% more of the content. Whereas if you play the 4-player co-op mode, you're limited to very small portion of the game, maps, modes, that kind of thing. There's no co-op space or anything like that. If you want to play space battles, you have to play pure multiplayer. Even the old Star Wars Battlefront 2 from 1990 or whatever it was, you could fly a ship, land in the enemy capital ship, and shoot your way through the enemy ship and destroy their systems. You can't even do that in the new one, in Star Wars Battlefront 2. And your customization options in multiplayer are very limited. So, I didn't put this on my list, even though I like it. I didn't put it on this list because I feel like EA is just being lazy. You know what I mean? I don't like how limited their games are getting. Like, it's like they're offering less customization with every new game they release, which is stupid.
That stinks.
Like The Sims. You know what I mean?
Gosh,
I'm not even started. Yeah. It's not a first-person shooter, but my point stands.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, you watch The Sims 5. You're going to pay $40 for the core game, and that is so that you can create one character. And then there's going to be an expansion that lets you create 2 more characters. And then there's going to be another expansion that lets you have a dog pet. But if you want to have 2 dog pets, it's another DLC. But if you want cats, it's a separate. They're going to nickel and dime you.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing as Sims 4. What are you talking about? It sounds just like Sims 4.
Yeah, really. Oh, I'm going on vacation. Oh, that's another $20. Oh, okay. Oh, you want to live in an office setting or downtown? Oh, you want to work? That's another $40.
Yeah.
Hate that. And then there's little packs for those items. Those little item packs. Oof.
What a ripoff.
It is. Anyway. So that's all I had. Top 5 co-op first-person quote-unquote shooter games.
Another honorable mention, Power Wash Simulator.
Okay. I can get behind that. My only complaint with that is permanent progression on that does not benefit the second player.
True. But it's really helpful.
It is helpful. It's just, if I'm going to go in and help someone, I'd like to be rewarded for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't you still get money for it? I thought you did.
I didn't think you did. Unless they patched that in after the fact.
I see.
Before the second player didn't get anything.
My reward is just the fact that I helped, the person I'm playing with finish their level.
I see. You're wrong. Okay. That's cool. Let's just move on.
Climbing is all there is to life. Then I punch myself in the nose.
Yeah. So, okay.
Oh, when in Deep Rock Galactic, there's a little bar, and you can actually order drinks, and some drinks have different effects, like shrinking you. It can make you pass out instantly. I mean, they're really hilarious, and they're just for visual purposes. Some of them have permanent buffs, though, depending on the drink of the day. What's great, like you were talking about the voice lines, every time you hold a beer cup, if you press the little voice line button, all their voice lines are different, and it's just so funny, like the stuff that they say.
And that's everything you do. You can point at something. Nitro, Nitro over here, Nitro! Or it's just constant, like, everything. Apocabloom, or killing a loot bug. I die a little inside every time I have to kill a loot bug. Or something, something like that. It's really cool. Like, so again, I this game is a labor of love. It really is.
Killing a mundane creature. Oh, why did I do that or something? I don't know.
Oh, the dwarven accents are so awesome in that game. Anyway, we could talk about this forever. But...
yeah.
All right, quickly, Patreon and Twitch supporters. As always, I'll read off your names, the amount you contributed. I did send keys to the top 3 Patreon supporters. Ratsies pledged $135 for a lifetime of $5,930. Brian pledged $50 for a lifetime of $1,400. Greg Howe pledged $10 for a lifetime of $622. Mindalot pledged $5 for a lifetime of $180. Rip Alpha pledged $1 for a lifetime of $65, and Alyssa Barrett pledged $1 for a lifetime of $24. Thank you, everyone, for your Patreon contributions. I very much appreciate it. Everyone, if you can support me, that would be awesome. The more money I get from you guys, the more support I get, the more content I can release. So that would be super helpful. Twitch subscribers, some of you guys take breaks every now and again, so I'll just read off how many months you've subscribed up to this point. White Knight 74648, 53 months. Bessa 702, 51 months. Little Lily P, 21 months, and Nick Beard 50, 10 months. So thank you all for your support. I do appreciate that. And last but not least, we'll jump into our Spanish sentence. Do I have the sound effect somewhere? That's not it.
That's definitely not it.
That's not it.
I love you.
No. I'm looking for it.
Help
You're
you
fine.
again. Yeah.
No. There we go.
Don't you have them labeled?
Kind of. Again, new computer. I've not gone through these yet.
Open salami.
Okay, so Roca, you made this sentence and I have to translate. Roca profunda galactica es nuestro número uno hoy.
Why do you sound like you're gonna throw up?
It's gas. So Roca, profunda, profound galaxy, nuestro sounds number one, am. So Roca. I don't know what Roca is. I'm sure I'm not supposed to roll my R either because it's not a double R. Roca. Profunda Galactica. Nuestro. Number one am. Hoy. Number one. Is hoy am? No. Yo joy. No. Yo soy. I am. No. I am. Yo soy is am. Hoy is something else. Number one. Galaxy number one. Profound galaxy. Yes.
Quick hint. So, whenever a Spanish word starts off with an H, the H is silent.
Hoy.
Yeah. There you go.
That is helpful?
Yes. It's supposed to be helpful.
You're correcting my grammar, not helping me.
Gotcha.
All right, fine. I'm just going to say Roca's a person.
Okay.
Roca is a profound galaxy and is number one. Oi. So we're looking at a punk person who likes to go oi, 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 and Roca. Anyway, go ahead. Please tell me what this is. Put me out of my misery.
Okay. Roca Profundo Galáctica es nuestro número uno hoy, which means Deep Rock Galactic is number one today.
So wait, what's profunda? Is that
our
profound? Isn't profound?
Deep. No, it's not. It's deep.
Why is profunda deep? It sounds profound.
You know what's funny? This Deep Rock Galactic is an actual title, so it should say Deep Rock Galactic es nuestro número uno hoy.
See, that's what I knew that. So the fault is yours. The fault is yours. I win.
So like backwards, profunda is deep, like very deep, like deep or profound, very deep. So Deep Rock Galactic is our number one today.
Are you always this? Wow.
All right.
Is that it gets lost in the translation.
Yeah, exactly. Lost it. Yeah, totally. All right, guys. Yeah, there we go. That's it for me. I have nothing else to say except you. Every one of you who support me, you have my profunda thanks. Yeah. So I guess with that said, this is Vince and Idly. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you guys next time. Take care.
Bye, guys.